Hello everybody, happy Christmas to you all. It's Claire back with another art journal video, and this one is a Christmassy page. So I had this page in my craft journal, the large craft journal, with these swipes of rainbow colour on, and I decided I was going to use masking technique like Dina uses, but I'm going to use black gesso. There will be those of you that are not surprised that I'm using black gesso. I do like it. And so what I'm doing here is masking off 3 circles, and they're going to be Christmas baubles. So I'm using the shape of the brush to paint the circle, and you can see here I didn't quite get it the right shape, so I've just gone in with a wet baby wipe while the gesso is wet and just lifted it off just to make that circle a bit of a better shape. I'm kind of offsetting where they are as well, so they're not all at the same height, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And once I've masked these off, then I am going to fill in the black on the rest of the page. I'm going to take the black gesso mostly to the edges of the page, particularly to cover over any of the paint that's still left visible. But also because I'm going to use some coloured circles to stick on to the page, onto the black gesso, to be some more baubles on there as well. And they are actually ones that are on the Art Journal Lovers downloads for December. So if you're an Art Journal lover, then you can have a go at making this page. And if you're not, then you could become an Art Journal lover if you wanted to, or you could make your own coloured circles. You could use all sorts of things to do that. So now I'm just going to use the lid of the ultra thick gel medium pot, and I'm going to stamp it in some white paint. I'm going to use it to print a circle around the baubles that I've masked off onto my page. It just kind of gives them a bit of a definite edge, and of course it's white on the black, so it's a really good contrast with what's there already. And you can see it makes a big difference to how they look on the page. I've stamped it a few times as well, so it gives that kind of loose, sketchy feel. You don't want it to be too precise. Yeah, so using something like a lid from a pot that's about the right size is a great tool. You don't need anything fancy for that. And then this bauble on the right hand side, I didn't have the paint quite to the edge, so I'm just going back in after and adding in some more colours just to finish that off so it matches with the other two. So this is the download that comes with the Art Journal Lovers December downloads, and these are circles of colour that I created using Lindy's magicals. You could do just as easily with acrylic paint, with watercolour paint, with distress, oxide inks, any inks. Even you could use collage paper that you've gel printed. So there are lots of possibilities, and here I'm just going to cut out some of the colours that I feel will work quite well with what's already on my page. I mean, obviously I've got rainbow colours going on there, so you could pretty much put anything on here, but I wanted to keep it quite warm, so I'm going with some quite warm colours to play with what's there already. So I'm just going to stick those in place using a glue stick. And whilst I was sticking them down, I kind of thought I think it just needs a one more, partly because there's an even number at the minute, and as you know, odd numbers work really well. So I did pop another bauble on there, and I think it kind of finished it off perfectly. It kind of felt to me a bit more balanced and a bit more like it worked. I mean, like, it looks okay at the minute, but I felt it was much better with this extra one added in. So then once they were dry, I did something that I don't often do. I don't often use a ruler when I am doing art journaling, but I wanted these to be hanging on threads. And I just knew that there was no way I was going to do nice straight lines. So I did use my ruler for this. I remember at school being told that, you know, you don't use a ruler when you're doing art. I think sometimes you can. And in a situation like this, I just knew that I wasn't going to get them nice and straight. So, you know, that's what the ruler's for, isn't it? So yeah, just using my white Posca pen, and I'm adding in the threads that are hanging the baubles from the top of the page. Nice and easy. And then once I did that, I just drew like the little part at the top of the bauble where they were connected to the string, just using the same pen. So it's kind of starting to come together now, and I'm really loving the bright vibrancy of those colours that are on the page. And when you think this all started out from a page that had leftover paint on, that I would often flick past and think, what on earth am I going to do with that page? And then sometimes you will just have that idea and you'll be like, I know what I'm going to use it for now. I'm going to do this. And this worked quite well. And then I also added like a little catch light onto each of the baubles, just to make it feel like they were a bit more 3D. And then I wanted a bit of white text stamping onto that black background, just to sort of push it away a little bit and to keep working with the white that I was introducing to the page. One of my favourite stamps to use, one sort of my favourite stamp to use, is a text stamp or a number stamp like this that's got lots of close text on it. I think they are great for adding into backgrounds like this, and you can see instantly that's really pushed that black away a little bit more. It's not quite as in your face. And then another favourite technique, of course, is to go in with the splatters, and just adding these into some of the areas where there is just black. It gives a really lovely look. Okay, so then I've used a stamp set from Darkroom Door and stamped out the words "shake your baubles." I've edited this bit out because you didn't really need to watch me stamping those words out, but I've stamped them onto white card, partly because the white is going to stand out really nicely against the black gesso on the background, and I wanted to use a stamped text rather than handwriting because I felt it would look really smart on this page. And there wasn't a great deal of room. So, well, first of all, I was thinking I'd squeeze it all down there, and then I decided I would spread the words out like this. So I'm, again, just sticking those in place using a glue stick. And once that was done, that was pretty much this page finished. So a really fun Christmassy page to do. I hope you are all having a good Christmas. I just want to say thank you to everybody for your support and your encouragement. For those of you that are art journal lovers, thank you very much. Your support means an awful lot to me. Yeah, so thank you for being with me on this journey over this last year, and happy Christmas, everybody.